So I just got off the phone with my mother, and she made banana bread today, and I thought, I have squishy, mushy bananas in the fridge, so I better make banana bread too. So this recipe is dairy-free, gluten-free, is it grain-free? Grain-free banana bread. It's so delish. I love it, and it's really easy to make. So let's whip it up. Okay, so I'll post the recipe later, but this I'm doing a double recipe just because, crap, I don't have enough bananas. Yeah, just kidding. We are not doing a double recipe. We are doing a regular recipe. So this isn't a double, and scratch that, here we go. So I don't need 6 eggs, I actually just need 3. Let's put these over here so you don't accidentally do that, which I probably would have. So the first thing you have is 3. Wow, that worked out terrific. You know, I'm usually pretty good at cracking an egg with one hand, but for some reason, today, there we go. I wasn't. Yikes. That was pretty bad. There we go. Okay, let's rinse this off. I will be right back. That was pretty bad. Okay, so we have 3 eggs. Next I need is coconut sugar. You can use brown sugar too. I just always have coconut sugar on hand. So this is just what I'm gonna use. And my quarter cup measuring cup is currently lost. So we're just gonna break the coconut sugar up and do 4 tablespoons. So I heard a little trick to, if you could have like lumpy brown sugar and coconut sugar, if you put in a wet, damp, I guess, paper towel, the water will absorb kind of into the sugar and help make it soft again so it's not all clumpy. I've also heard you can put a piece of bread into the bag of sugar as well, so that helps, which I haven't done yet, but I've heard it works like a charm, but we've been very busy over here. We just got back from vacation, so we still haven't gotten to fixing our sugar yet. So we have a quarter cup of coconut sugar, 3 eggs. I didn't grab vanilla. Hold on 1 second. We need vanilla. We need a teaspoon of vanilla. And a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. This, I need to get more. Teaspoon of this. This just helps with the baking soda. That will help kind of fluff up the bread. I need 2 tablespoons of milk, so you can use any milk you want. I made cashew milk. I like to use homemade nut milks instead of store-bought. I just think the store-bought ones have a funky taste. They always taste kind of like gummy to me, and I don't like it. So I just make it at home. And one thing I actually do when I make nut milk is I save the pulp and freeze it, and then I'll use it later for making more milk, or I'll dehydrate it and make it into flour, so we're not wasting. So I like to do that. So we need 2 tablespoons of milk. And you don't have to use dairy-free milk, you know, non-fat milk would work too. I just like to use cashew milk or almond milk because that's typically just what we have on hand at home. So 2 tablespoons of that. I need 1.5 cups of almond flour. Oh, so you can see what I did right here. I'll come in close. See how this looks kind of like more almond meal? So basically I took, like I said, I took my almond milk pulp and dehydrated it, and then I threw it in a food processor and ground it up and kind of sifted it. And it's really just like super fine flour, and I like to use that. It's, you know, it's cheap. I'm not wasting. So that's typically what I use when I make my flour, or when I use flour from the pulp from the milk. So we have 1.5 cups of almond flour. And I need 2 tablespoons of coconut fat. Pardon my dog in the background. Let's dry this off. With coconut flour, I just make sure it's really soft, and then just kind of level it out, just to make sure you don't have any chunks or anything, and just so the measurements are correct. And I need baking soda, which I forgot, of course. So let's go like this. Where's my teaspoon? This is wet. I'll just throw it in here. Do you think I have enough baking soda? Costco. I normally have a baking size, like, bag of it, but I, again, haven't put it back together since we've been back on for vacation. So this is what we have for today. So we need 2 teaspoons. So 1 and 2. Oh my goodness, salt, I need that. Yikes, I am on a roll today. Okay, 1/2 teaspoon of salt right here. And cinnamon, holy cow, really? Yikes. And cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. It's too much. 1, 2. Okay. Did I put salt in it? No, I didn't. I'm just having one of those days, guys. I just cannot remember anything. And if I did, well, that stinks, but it's going in again. Hopefully not again. Okay, so I am going to mix this up. And let's put in the bananas. So typically I just mash these up with a fork. My recipe calls for 2 cups of smashed bananas, which is normally about 4, you know, give or take the size of the banana, but it's about 4 average size bananas. So let's just get all these stuff out of here. The little bottom piece off. Hi, buddy. And smash them up. Could use a potato masher or whatever you think is good for you, but for me, a fork, the back of the fork just does the job. So, okay, 2 cups, 2 cups of those. Just double check. So yummy. And then just make sure when you're using the bananas, or the bananas that you pick that are pretty ripe, I like to have a good amount of brown spots on them just to make sure they're going to be sweet enough for the bread. Okay. So let's just double check. That's in. Okay, so give this. This is what it looks like. It doesn't look pretty yet. Give this a nice whisk. Mix it up. So as I'm making this bread, as you can see, I've kind of had a frazzled day. So I kind of forgot not the main way to do this, but mix your wet stuff first, because this clearly isn't going great. This will be fine though. It actually mixed up a lot easier than I anticipated. Okay, there's your batter. And then the last thing we need is about a half a cup of chocolate chips. These do not have to go into bread, but I almost never eat banana bread without chocolate chips because why not? So I love the Guitar dark chocolate chips. They're just delicious. I've tried them with milk chocolate or semi-sweet ones, and they taste to me okay, but the dark chocolate is just my favorite. So give these a little whisk in. Let me grab a spatula. And then what you want to do next is take your loaf pan. This is just an average, just 1.5 quart pan. Here, I'll show you up here. All my stuff. Line it with parchment, just so it doesn't stick. I've tried, spraying it down with coconut oil, and it is not pretty. So lining it with parchment just seems to work, and it always works, and no fuss. So that's just what I do. So I just kind of wrap it around the edge, and then let's dump it in. Whoopsie. There we go. Okay. Let's get the very last little bits of this. And then this is going to go into a 350-degree oven for about 50 to 60 minutes. If you know that you kind of have a finicky oven, that runs hot, I would check it maybe at 45, but our oven runs a little bit hot in about 52 to 53 minutes usually seems to work for us. But check your ovens. Check your oven. So, okay, so let's just double check. This is in, all in. Okay, so this is going in the oven for 50 to 60 minutes, and then let it cool, and it's delicious. Let's pop this baby in and work your magic. So our timer just went off, and my camera is crooked. Oh well. Better? Sure. It's basically the same thing. Okay, so our timer went off as stated before, and now we're gonna take it out and see what she's done. How about now? That looks good to me. Yeah. I like to take a toothpick and just stick it in and see if the toothpick comes up clean. That helps me determine if it's cooked all the way or not. Oh, look at that. Clean. It's done. Fabulous. Okay, so when I store this, so let it cool completely, and then I usually wrap it in parchment and then stick it in the fridge just like that. Or if I'm freezing it, like if I'm making a double or a triple batch, I will wrap it in parchment and then in tin foil and then freeze it. It just helps putting the layer of parchment between the bread and the tin foil just helps it not stick even more. So enjoy, guys. It's awesome. So good.